Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. How was
We
your
both
weekend?
had, it was good. We both had a kind of fun event that we both got to do at a distance recently.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but mine actually started with us trying a new ramen and boba restaurant that I'd never been to before. Um, it was really good.
Yeah.
We it was so funny because they serve all the food by like little robot that brings it to your table. And they serve the boba upside down, I guess, to make sure people like shake in the sweeteners and everything. And so it's like, I guess like I'm used to boba shops like sealing it, but I'm used to them serving it upright. And so like when I picked it up, I was like, I didn't see the lid with the seal, and I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna spill this. And I'm like, no, I'm not. Those they served it upside down for a reason. So, but it was all so good.
That's amazing. It looked really good when you sent me pictures. I was like, ooh, that looks really yummy.
It was amazing. And then, of course, my kid got the peach flavored boba. And so the two of us couldn't stop being like, look, peach, the entire time we were drinking it. It's like been our new vocal stem. Anytime we have anything peach flavored, we're like, look, peach, look, peach.
That's so funny.
But after that, we went to the Stray Kids DominATE experience, which I know you also went to.
Yeah, we both saw it. So this will be our kind of like review, wrap up chat about how we felt about it, how it went.
Yes, because we both kind of had slightly different experiences and takeaways from it,
Mm-hmm.
I think. So, I mean, I will start by saying like Stray Kids is the group that got me into K-pop. I would say they're still my alt group or tied for first with ATEEZ for me. So, going into this, this was like the most important group for me to want to see. Um, because I love them so, so much, and they're really what sparked my interest. And my old bias is in Stray Kids, and so it's like I have a very strong tie to them.
Yeah, and it's funny because Stray Kids are were my intro to K-pop as well, and I obviously like them, but they did not end up being my alt group. So I saw like you're more of a stay than I am a stay. Like I'm not as much of a stay, so like I was seeing it because like I obviously like them, and I like their music, but I didn't have the same like, oh, this is my alt group. I have to see this because like I'm so excited.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like crazy because um, we both kind of have that like different experience when it comes to them, and that different like level of excitement for them. And I think that definitely like changed the vibes of our seeing them, I guess.
hmm
Um, because for me, literally, the moment they came on screen, I started sobbing, and I don't think I stopped crying the entire time. Um, like I literally was like in body shaking sobs. It was like that collective effervescence moment that like every time everyone around me would cheer, because I was in a very loud, engaged theater too. Like
Mm.
everyone was singing along, everyone was doing fan chants, like my theater was like super into it. They were treating it like a concert. And I think just like the collective effervescence of that moment had me just like lost in it, I guess.
Yeah, I had a very, it actually is interesting how opposite our experiences were because my theater, because I went on a Monday night, so it already been out a couple days, so it wasn't very full. I wouldn't even say it was half full, like it was a pretty empty theater. And there were a lot of like teens that were like getting dropped off by their parents with their friends. Like it was very much like, oh, can you drop me here so I can see this thing, right? And I don't know if it was just because they were like a lot of kids and teens there and they like weren't sure or what, but like everyone was pretty like, so I don't know, it could also be like a Canadian thing that like everybody was pretty like respectful that like this is a movie theater. Like you're not like cheering and screaming in the movie theater. So it was very like you're watching a movie, not you're at a concert.
Yes. And I will also say that our experience was probably like one, yes, I think like Canadian in you probably was also like y'all didn't like think about like you all were probably more considerate of other theaters, but I will also say they put us in the back of the building theaters and the only films showing around us were other showtimes of Stray Kids.
Mm,
And as they were walking out of our showtime, the person cleaning the theater was like, y'all can have fun with this one. You guys are all on your own back here. And so like they gave us like open encouragement to be loud
yeah.
before we got in. So like our whole wing of the theater, there's like a group of four theaters there, was all just Stray Kids.
Mm,
And so it was kind of one of those things of like no one else was going to be impacted by the noise except other people having the same experience as us. So I think it was like we had that kind of like thing.
yeah. Yeah, so our theater, we actually had a but like other because we have like so we have a central entryway into the theater and then there's like two hallways where the actual rooms are. So ours was like at the furthest one in one of the halls, but there were other theaters with other shows around that time. But I do also think it could just be like a location, right? Because like I'm in a more like suburban area, like I'm not like downtown where there would probably be a lot more K-pop fans. Like up here, it's kind of, it's like a suburb, so it's not necessarily going to be as many people. So I don't know if it was just culturally or if it was like because they were all young, they didn't like know what how to navigate that by themselves or like what like I don't know what the vibe was, but. It was a
Yeah,
little quieter. I mean, it was cute. Like at the very end, the last two songs, like some of them like turned on their light sticks and were like waving them around. So like it was at the end, they finally were kind of like, okay, we can do it. It's fine. And I think one person was handing out like freebies in the beginning, but it was really cute because it was like this young teenage girl who looked very uncomfortable talking to strangers. And she was like awkwardly standing there trying to figure out how to hand them to people.
that's sweet though. I will say the first K-pop movie that I went to, I took some freebies and passed them out, and I would say like maybe two other people did. And at this one, I would say we traded with probably a third of the theater and
Mm,
then gifted the rest to, I mean, because like there were some people who felt like super apologetic they didn't bring anything. It was like, no, this is a freebie. It's like it's a gift, it's not a trade. Like take it. Um, but I feel like as more of these events happen, the concert culture is kind of starting to spill over more and more
yeah.
people are doing the freebies in our area. Um, but I think it's because it's a lot of times the same crowd that goes to each one. And so they're like, oh, other people do this. I should do this too.
Hmm.
Um, but it was really sweet because like the thing that we took is we took photo card deco kits. And so it was like um, a Lomo photo card and a top loader and then some stickers so they could like decorate the PC. Um, and other people, we got one person handed out temporary tattoos of the Stray Kids. One person had like they had made little sprout pens. Let me see if I have mine right here. Um, as I throw everything to the ground. They made little sprout pens with
Oh,
members' faces on them and like sent a message from like they copied a message from Bongchan's bubble saying that we need to remember to touch grass. And I thought like there were so many cute handmade freebies that people did and so many like personal things. And then some people were like, here's a sticker and things like that. So it's kind of cool to see like the full spectrum of what people did when like gifting freebies.
hmm. That's cute. Okay. Do you want to talk about your? experience, like how you felt afterwards, what you thought, your favorite things.
Yes. So I loved the interview portions. In fact, I wish there would have been more because one thing that it really emphasized for me is how much your bias chooses you and how much your bias will be like the one who will find you and you know that that's who you connect with. And then the more you find out about them, the more it confirms that person for you. Um, because for me, Felix is really what brought me into Stray Kids. And it's funny because everyone else got brought in by like the Felix effect, it seems like when they say that they bias Felix. And for me, I got brought in by a TikTok of him and Lino meowing at the camera. Like that was the thing that I was like, oh, this is cute. And so I was like, they showed up on my feed again, and it was like a dance challenge that they were doing, and Felix was in it. And so it was like he just kept showing up on my feed, but I didn't hear his voice until I was already a fan of him.
Mhm.
Um, and so Felix was like my ult for the longest time. And like shortly after, Han kind of like crept in, and I was like, okay, definitely this is my wrecker for sure. And when they did the interviews, it was so wild because Felix emphasized how emotional he gets, and it was intercut with like all of the things of him crying. And of course, like I cry over everything. Like my emotional response to happiness, sadness, anything is to sob. And that's the same way that Felix is. And it's like we support very similar causes. We have like so many things in common that it's like I feel him on a core level, and seeing his interview and him talk about his struggles with finding like who he is as part of Stray Kids, and the way that he, would have all of these like insecurities and things like that. I felt like it resonated so hard with me. And then also to see Han's interview, I was like, this is also so incredibly intensely me. Like I feel those same ways he feels about perfection. I feel a lot of the same things. And then, learning along the way that he has an anxiety disorder, and that's something that I also deal with. Those things make me feel so connected with him. But I thought, okay, maybe it's kind of like a horoscope where I just read in what I want to read in and things. Um, but my kiddo is very Bangchan biased, has been from the beginning. And Chan talked about like how much he feels the need to take the lead of everyone. He puts so much pressure on himself, how he'll be fine, but he bottles up all of his emotions and then explodes. And I'm like, that is my kid to a T. Like every single thing, I'm just like, I really feel like there's something about the bias finding you and it being like this intense connection with them in a lot of ways,
Mhm.
where you like feel each other on a core level and you just kind of know.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Like, it's funny because like Stray Kids was the first group that I ever got into, and like I was really into them for a while because one of my best friends is like obsessed with them, so she's like, I need someone else to love them too. And unfortunately for her, that didn't happen with me. But anyway, I think like because seeing the movie, like one of the things I really liked about it was the interview. Like that was part of my favorite. I think that was probably my favorite part of it was the interviews, and like I kind of wish there was more of the behind the scenes than just like, their little interviews and then the concert part. Because I'm a behind the scenes person. Like I like to know how things happen and like how we got there. Um, but even watching the like interviews and like right now I wouldn't necessarily know like who I would even bias in Stray Kids. Like for a while it was Bang Chan and then it was Felix and like now I'd probably say more like Lino. But I wouldn't say that I actually have one at this point because like I'm not involved enough to like make a decision on them. But even just listening to them, it's like you kind of like get like you were saying like you can feel like who you resonate with or who you understand on a certain level. You're like, oh, like I get, how you feel about that, or like I can see like myself in that person. So I think that aspect of it is really interesting that like don't think you have a choice. Like it just kind of happens to of like this is the person I feel like comfort from, or like somebody that feels like, oh, like you are similar to me and I feel like close to you in that way. So it was interesting to see the interviews, and I don't know, like it was a good movie. Like I really liked it, but as someone who's not like I would not identify as a stay, it's like it was interesting watching it from kind of a like detached perspective because a lot of times I was like looking at it from like the cinematography or editing choices or like what I would have wanted more from it, like just generally. And like one of the things we kind of talked about after I saw it was like the emphasis on the fans and like the audience at the concert. And I was like, I don't know if we needed that much of them. Like it's nice to see them and like see people enjoying it and like, you know, the outfits and like the signs and that kind of thing. But I felt like it could have been less because people are going to see the movie, want to see Stray Kids. Like that's kind of why you're going. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess like I had one when we saw, because I know we both saw the ATs movie as well. And with ATs, it literally felt like watching them on stage
Yeah.
because it never cut away from their performances. And there were times like knowing the choreography and knowing some of the routines from Stray Kids that they cut to the audience and I'm like, wait a second, you looked away at like the wrong moments. Like I wanted to see this and not someone with a sign. And I feel like there were times where that would have been best served, like when they were going around the auditorium, great time to showcase fans. Obviously, that's part of it. When they were going to and from the interviews or showing an interview
Mm.
with like one of the members, I thought cutting to fans was fine there as well. But when they were actively performing, I was like, why are you pulling away from them? Like, I'm here to see them. I'm not here to see someone like holding a sign or cheering for them. Um, but then also to hear after the fact that some fans who have been like not very kind to some of the members or have been kind of problematic toward the members were featured really heavily. Um, if that is the case, I feel like that wasn't the best choice to
Mm.
put such a strong emphasis on the fans because I guess the editors don't necessarily know who has caused like some sort of like emotional stress to the members when they're showcasing these fans in this. Um, And so I feel like that might have been like a choice. Whereas with ATs, that wasn't so much a concern because they showed just them
Yeah.
predominantly on the stage. And so there wasn't like that concern of, are we going to be platforming or showcasing someone who's not really been good for Stray Kids, you know?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think that is like probably the worst part about having the fans is like there are those people who are engaged in the fandom in a not so good way and like giving them that platform even unintentionally. Like even if the editors don't know, like there's it's unintentional, but it's still like almost reinforcing their behavior because it's like, oh, look, like you know, follow them everywhere and you did all of this and now you're in their movie. Like it kind of reinforces it even if it's not on purpose.
Mhm. Yeah. But I mean, I do think there were elements where it was like really cute to see the fans. Like they would show like a little kid who was super into them and had like all these accessories and stuff. I love that. And I think it's like cool to showcase those elements. But I felt like it almost leaned too heavily into the fans versus
Mm,
the actual like choreography and the hard work that they put into that, especially because they are so self-produced and like Lino and Hyunjin work so hard on a lot of the choreography themselves. Um, that it's like it sucks not to see that like highlighted more, I guess,
yeah.
because they work so hard on that.
Yeah. I do think too, like there were some, you know, moments that I'm like, this is highly unnecessary. Like they had a lot of like, you know, drone zoom out to show how big the stadium is. And I'm like, okay, you did that in the beginning. Like we don't actually need to see how large the stadium is, like 8 different times, especially when it's like during a song and it's like we could have just been watching them perform. Instead, it's like, oh, let's
Mhm.
zoom out and show how big everybody is and like all the light sticks. And it's like, okay, I get the light stick aspect, but other than that, I don't see the point of doing that over and over again.
Yeah. And like, okay, I also saw Augusti's concert film a couple years back. And there were times where they would zoom out to really show the light sticks and everything because his performances have almost like a cult like feel to them. And so there will be moments where like everyone's kind of like throwing their light stick forward in unison and it's all the same color. And it very much coordinates with what's on the stage, which is kind of the point of a light stick. But it's when he's like standing and rapping. And so like maybe he's been carried in and he's just like laying on the stage. Well, a zoom out there where you can see him laying on the stage and see all the light sticks moving in time with each other makes sense as a
Yeah.
shot. Like that, it shows kind of like that collective moment of like this almost cult like nature of an August D performance. But then in Stray Kids, it kind of felt like they were just like, yeah, let's see everybody with their light sticks, but we're not really seeing the stage in conjunction with the light sticks. We're not really getting like a view of what they're doing during this. I think that there were times when like they're speaking to the audience and stuff, that would have been fine. During some of the stuff that's less choreographed, like Cover Me, would have been a good time to show it. But some of the times that they chose to do it were like in very heavy choreography songs, and I'm going, why are you looking away from them? Um, so yeah, it just kind of some of the shots were a choice, and I think like a zoom in and a zoom out by a drone would be fine at the beginning and the end,
Hmm.
but we didn't need it 8 separate times
Well, and that was the
or
thing
like
because
multiple times.
like they came in the beginning and you see like the outside of the stadium and then they kind of like zoom in and show all the seats and like all of that. And I'm like, that's a good way to show like the size, right? Like, because part of the whole
Mhm.
conversation is that like this is the biggest, place we've ever been. This is the largest performance we've ever had. So like I think it makes sense to show the like physical size of the space, but then to do it 8 times during songs where we could have been seeing them perform or whatever, it's like, okay, we know how big it is. Like, we get it. Like, we don't need to see it a million times.
Yeah. And yeah, I would have liked to have seen more like behind the scenes moments. If they're going to take away from some of the performance, I would have rather it focus on things like, Sungmin like seeing Bangchan working and like he starts to come in and then just backs out. Like I would have loved to see more of that
Hmm.
versus like more of the fans and more of the drone shots.
Yeah.
Also, the CGI of them on top of SoFi Stadium, like they didn't get Lino and Han to climb up there. Those two are like not gonna have it. So like,
Yeah.
okay,
I saw that and I was like, no. Like, no. I was like, that's no way.
not a chance they're getting the two of them up there. So I was like, okay, that's fine. All of that said, I probably will still buy the Blu-ray.
Of
Like,
course. Yeah. Like,
I was like, this is amazing. I love this. And we even Kiddo and I were talking about afterwards. We were like, that was so good. We want to see it again. And we were even looking up showtimes and considering going and seeing it in theaters again because we were like, that was so good. We need to see it again. And then we saw the Blu-ray was coming out. And we were like, okay, let's put our ticket money toward the Blu-ray instead.
yeah. Then you can watch it as many times as you want.
Exactly.
And then
You have,
mhm.
oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say my like final takeaway from the whole thing is that I should like them more, and I don't know why I don't.
No,
Like they have
it's
all of
so
the
funny. They have every element that makes me be like, Alex would like this group.
mhm.
And there are certain songs that I'm for sure like, this is so your thing. And then you're just kind of like, yeah, they're good. And I'm like, it has every element that you would like, but you don't really don't think you can like choose. It just like happens. Because there's some groups that have like all of the elements I would like
Hmm.
and all of the elements that should rope me in. And I'm just like, yeah, they're okay. But I'm not die hard over them. And then like I feel like Stray Kids is the perfect blend for you. And you're just like,
I, I know, like that's the thing, because as I was watching it, I'm like, like so obviously I know a lot of their songs. I don't know all of their songs because I haven't kept up with like some of their newer stuff. But I'm like watching, I'm like, oh yeah, like I like the song, like this is a good song, and I'm like, okay, like obviously I like their music. Like there's nothing wrong with their music. I love their performance because like their choreography is great, like their dancing is great, their outfits are great. Like I like the members, like there's nothing wrong. Like so I'm like, why don't I like them more? Like they have all the things, yet I don't know. Like I don't know what it is. And it's part of it is like I feel so bad because my friend really wishes that like she had somebody that she could like obsess over them with. And like all the time if she's looking for like albums for me or something, she's like, "Oh, do you want any Stray Kids?" Like I'm going to the store, like I can look for some Stray Kids albums for you. And I'm like, no, sorry. I don't, I'm only collecting things that I'm gonna listen to a million times and I don't listen to them enough. And I'm like, I feel so bad.
I really think you can't make it happen. And it's the same with biases. It's like they pick you. And I feel like the music picks you. Like I can listen to something enough times that I know it, but if it doesn't itch my brain just right,
Hmm.
then it's not going to click the same way as something that it's like, this is it. And for me, like the very first time I heard Stray Kids, I was like, oh, this is going to be a problem. Like I am down the rabbit hole. And then I heard ATs and I was like, another problem for me. And then there were like other bands, like I like Enhypen. They're great. But it's like I'll listen to a song or two and I'm good. I don't need to buy their CDs.
Yeah.
I don't need posters of them or anything. They're good. I like them, but they don't itch my brain the same way.
Yeah. It's weird because when I got into K-pop and I liked them, like I was all in. I was like, oh yeah, this is great. Like I love this. But I guess over time, like as I listened to more, I got into ATs, I kept listening to different things. I was like, I don't know, something happened along the way, and then NCT just ruined everything, I guess. Like they, and I didn't even like them right away. This is the hilarious thing, like because I'm like I had my playlist organized by date, right? And I had like an NCT 127 song. I don't know what song I think it was like probably like Two Baddies or something. And it was like in that beginning time period where I was like first like finding K-pop songs that I liked and adding them to my playlist. And then, months and months go by, I'm not really listening to NCT at all. And all of a sudden they're like, oh, now you're obsessed. I don't know how it happened, but now you just are obsessed with everything. So I don't know. I don't know. You can't
That's
choose. They choose
wild.
you.
Yeah, they do choose you. And that's the thing is, I mean, like becoming an AT, I found out after I had become an AT, I was like doing a clean out of photos in my phone. And 2 years before I had ever like listened to Stray Kids, ATs, anything, I had a picture of Son and Uyeon saved in my phone. And I don't know the context of like why I saved it. I don't know if it was like, oh, this might make a good face claim for a story. I don't know if it was just like I saw it and was like, oh, I need this for some reason. But like I had a picture of them saved in my phone. And that was before I had any interest in K-pop. And so it was like it came back around and they found me. And I was going through my phone and I was like, why are Son and Uyeon? So they do. They find you and they're like, here we are. We're in your
Yeah.
life now.
Yeah. They won't leave.
Yeah.
The struggle.
Well, I was gonna ask, do you have a song that was like your favorite performance in the movie? from like
Mm.
coming from a more outside perspective.
Um, it's funny because like there were songs that I recognized, but because I don't listen to them a lot, I was like vaguely like, oh, I remember this, but like I'm not that, into it. And then I think it was the final song was Miro. And like when that song came on, that was like always my favorite song by them. So I was like, oh yeah, like yeah. Like, okay. But yeah, so Miro, I guess, would be my favorite just because it's my favorite song by them. And it has been like since I first found them, I was like, this song is the song. I don't know why, but just this one.
Yes. That's the thing is Miro, I have always had such a like core reaction to when they did it at Lollapalooza. I sobbed, of course, because I have a very Felix-like reaction to just cry at everything. And so that song just always gets me, especially when I see them performing it live in some capacity.
Hmm.
Um, I love Truman. I would assume it's because it's Felix and Han, and those are my two biases. But I also just really like the core of that song is just really fun. Um, I did not expect to come away from that show loving cinema as much as I
Mm.
did because like I've listened to cinema, but it's never like hit me. Seeing them perform it, it was like I get it now. I get the love for cinema. I get the hype. I get why everyone likes this song so much. I also do really wish more people noticed the choice of them using the confetti of not just the pride flag, but the progress pride flag
Mm.
during cinema. I feel like not enough people recognize, like, in South Korean culture, that is a choice, not just a default. Like, they use the rainbow confetti on purpose.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of people are like, oh, well, they're like kind of quiet on LGBTQ plus rights. I'm like, no, they're not. No, they're not. So, yeah. But that song like really hit me hard and I was like, I haven't gone out of my way to listen to it before that. And now I've been like listening to it on repeat since. So,
That actually was my first time hearing it. So, and I was like, oh, this is really nice. Like, I was like, 'cause obviously all their songs are good. Like, there's nothing, like, they're
yeah.
all great. But I think because I hadn't been up to date with everything, there were a lot of things that I was like, I don't know this, but I like this.
Yeah. I also like that that song so highlights because some of their songs, because they are so noisy, highlight the rapping skills of a lot of the members, but we don't hear as much of the singing vocal abilities of the members. And like Sungmin has the most incredible voice. Lino has an amazing voice, but we don't hear them as much sometimes compared
Hmm.
to the rap
Yeah.
that's used in the song. So it's nice to hear them like actually get highlighted singing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I had a great experience. I wish I had seen it again to have maybe been able to watch it more detached
Yeah.
and like with less of the emotions of just seeing it for the first time. Um, but also I have the feeling seeing it again, I would have still just like been a sobbing mess.
Probably. Because that's just you. Like, that's just how you are.
Yes.
Well, all that to say is we recommend, whether you're a hardcore stay or not, it's a good
Yes.
movie.
Definitely a good experience. Worth
Hmm.
seeing, worth getting the Blu-ray if you miss it in theaters.
Yeah,
It's good.
it is. And if you saw it, tell us what you think. What favorite song, favorite performance, favorite part? Are you gonna buy the Blu-ray? Are you gonna watch it again?
Yeah. Were you a sobbing mess or just chill? Were you in a loud theater or a quiet one? Like, what was your experience? We really do want to know all about it.
Yeah. Okay, we'll talk to you, see you, hear you read your comments next time.
Yes. Sure.
Bye.